Hey, Sheriff Michelle Cook here, and I want to talk to you, my community, about two separate incidents that occurred this past weekend. The first involved hate messages and little baggies of sand that were thrown into people's driveways. If you're the person who did that, you wasted your time. Let me just say this. We're not going to tolerate that here in Clay County. And I'm not going to allow your racial propaganda and hate message to seep into our wonderful, wonderful community. If you're one of the folks that received that, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, there's people out there that waste their time doing things like this, but I know here in Clay County, I know what kind of community we have, and we're not going to tolerate this. In regards to that, I also want to say that there is a new social media rumor going around that there's fentanyl in these bags. We have zero indication of that. If that were happening, I would be the first one out there telling the community. So as I stated earlier a couple of days ago when I did my original message to the community on social media is very valuable and very powerful. Before you post something, make sure it's accurate. Before you share something, make sure it's accurate. You know, there's a time and a place to be concerned. And although these hate messages are unacceptable and they're not going to be tolerated and we're looking into it, there is no fentanyl in these baggies. And so there's no concern. If I found something like this in my driveway, I'd probably use gloves or something to pick it up and throw it away. But again, there's no fentanyl in these baggies. And I just want to make that very clear. So again, if you're the person that did that, you wasted your time, go somewhere else and do it. All right, the second incident that I want to talk about involves one of our former lieutenants, Lieutenant Coldiron. Last December, Lieutenant Coldiron was arrested by the Florida Highway Patrol for DUI. In the law enforcement world, when an officer is arrested, we have to allow the criminal investigation to come to a completion before we do an internal investigation, administrative investigation, and that is in the Officer Bill of Rights. So Lieutenant Coldiron's arrested last year. He goes to jail. He goes through the court system just like any other citizen. He receives his sanctions from the court, and which included a license suspension and some other stuff. Once that happened, we began our internal investigation. Our internal investigation also found him guilty, and he was given by me the longest suspension in recorded history here at the Clay County Sheriff's Office, a 45-day suspension. Again, when this incident happened, he was off duty in his personal vehicle, but his actions did not reflect our agency core values. So he was given a 45-day suspension. He was also told to go get professional help. And I know that we had a network of supportive members here who were trying to help him get his life back in order. Unfortunately, this past weekend, he had a slip and was actually found by our deputies on the side of the road. He appeared to be impaired. And so our deputies did the right thing. They called the Florida Highway Patrol in to investigate because we wanted to make sure that we had a fair and impartial person or agency coming in to investigate. The Florida Highway Patrol made the decision to arrest, and again, he was taken to jail here in Clay County like any other citizen would be, and he has since bonded out. Listen, Lieutenant Coldiron is no longer a member of our agency, and I am holding him accountable for his actions. I hope all of us will, stop for a moment and wish him the opportunity to recover from these demons that are plaguing him right now. Here's a man who had a over 23-year career with the Clay County Sheriff's Office, and although I do not condone his actions, and he was given a chance, even though he did take a 45-day suspension, he violated the second chance, and so he is no longer a member here, and I will continue to hold the members of our agency to a higher standard, as we should be. So I just wanted to clarify those two things that happened this weekend. Again, lots of social media speculation out there about what may or may not have happened, and it was important for me, for all of you to hear this from me. All right, thank you guys for everything. Y'all stay safe, and we'll talk soon.